Welcome back to the channel, and on this episode I'm going to take you through another logo design tutorial and kind of announce a new show that is coming to the channel. Now, you have seen, if you've been on this channel for a while, you've seen some videos where myself and my friend TJ Tooley, review sports logos, sports uniforms. We've even created our own league. And as I was thinking about it and looking at some of the new uniforms that have come out, I had an idea for a new show called The Designer and the Writer. TJ being an excellent writer and creative mind. Check out his podcast for the love of story if you want some good storytelling. And I myself being the designer, of course, we both have thoughts on various designs that we see, and it's not just in the sports realm, it's in the TV realm, the movie realm. So I want to create a show that tackles that. So with creating a new show, that means I get to make new logos, plural. So with the designer and the writer, we've already filmed our first 2 episodes, and those will be coming very soon. But in this video, I want to take you through kind of my process of designing the logo and some of the elements that will make up the core branding of the show. So initially I was going to do something with a crest, but I didn't end up going with that initially, but then after the fact, I came back to that idea and made something really nice with it, I feel. But initially I was going to do with the crest because, we're both brothers of Kappa Kappa Psi, so I wanted to kind of reference that fraternal bond and then house the words and the image inside of the crest. Now, the first thing that came to my mind when I was thinking about branding the show was what's going to be that central image, what's going to be that central icon, what's going to be that central mark that's going to represent the show. And immediately I came to, well, what if there was a quill or a pen, and then it's combined with my kind of pen tool that I use a lot in Adobe Illustrator. So at the center of it, I wanted like a quill, a simplified quill and pen tool icon. So basically what I did was to properly create this shape, I wanted to have the quill first. So I made the quill, and then I made the pen representing the pen tool, and then combine them together, but leaving them on the artboard separately because then I can use those elements in other things. Because using the artboard in Adobe Illustrator is crucial because you can kind of spread out and just have all the different elements and all the different tools at your disposal that you can use at a later date. So I started to mess around with the text. Now the text is, the designer and the writer. And of course, I had the thes being small because the important thing is the designer and the writer, and having those words be the most prominent. And what I did was, once I got those inside, then I started playing around with what else could I do to make it more dynamic. So I played around with using the play button because it's going to be a show on my, YouTube channel. And I kind of played around with that. But I thought to myself, maybe there's another way I can do it. But I definitely like that once I combined them. I drew the quill and the pen tool with, having strokes in mind. So the strokes are the outline. So basically it's not filled in on the inside, but there's an outline there in black. And with combining the quill and the pen, there's a space for the ampersand. So I put the ampersand right on in there. Now, after my initial thoughts, I went ahead and played around with not having the crest at all and figuring out how I could make things more dynamic in that way. So I removed the play button, and then I shifted the these, and then I decided how can I make it more dynamic to have something go to each of the these. Now, for the designer, I had the squares because I used the grid a lot. So that works for me. And then with the writer, I was going to do like this, I was going to try to do this handwritten thing, but it didn't really fit with the rest of the piece. And also it didn't really look right to me. So I was like, hey, what else could I do? And I was like, I could do there's ellipses. So do the ellipses, which represent like the three circles. So then I was like, okay, I can do circles for the rider. And then once I figured that, I was like, oh, this is dope. So I can do that. And that was the thought process of going through with the initial logo. And then I went back because I was watching the process video. I was like, but I like the idea of having it in a crest. So then I rebuilt a crest, and then I shifted some elements around. So I have the squares on either side of the for the designer and the circles on either side for the rider. And then I put the play button back in there. And yeah, that's my process of how we got to these designs. And that's just the main logo, and there are going to be some other elements. I already have some more ideas for some icons, but yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to see us tackle on this new show. Remember, as you go along in life, teach as you learn and inspire as you do. See you next time.